You wake up locked in a tiny room with no windows, no explanation, no escape. For 15 straight years, this room is your entire world. You eat when they feed you. You sleep when they gas you. You watch your life being destroyed on a television screen while the world outside moves on without you. Then, one day, without warning, they throw you back into society. You have only 5 days to find the person who stole your life. But here's the terrifying part. When you finally discover why they did this to you, the truth is so sick, so twisted, so unthinkable that you'll wish they had never let you out. This is not just a movie. This is Oldboy, the Korean film that destroyed audiences worldwide with one of the most shocking, gut-wrenching twists in cinema history. Imagine waking up one day in a tiny, windowless room. No windows, no doors you can open, just 4 walls, a bed, a TV, and a small slot where food slides in like you're an animal in a cage. You have no idea why you're there. You don't know who took you. And this nightmare doesn't last a week or a month. It lasts 15 long, agonizing years. This is the story of Oldboy, the 2003 Korean masterpiece directed by Park Chan-wook. It's not just a revenge thriller, it's a psychological descent into hell that will leave you questioning everything about guilt, revenge, and the monsters we become. Tonight, we're diving deep into the full story of Oldboy, from the rainy night of the kidnapping to the most devastating, mind-blowing twist in modern cinema. Warning: this video contains major spoilers. If you haven't seen the film, pause now and watch it first. Trust me, the experience hits different when you don't know what's coming. Let's begin. Imagine waking up one day in a tiny windowless room. No windows, no doors you can open, just 4 walls, a bed, a TV, and a small slot where food slides in like you're an animal in a cage. You have no idea why you're there. You don't know who took you. And this nightmare doesn't last a week or a month. It lasts 15 long, agonizing years. This is the story of Oldboy, the 2003 Korean masterpiece directed by Park Chan-wook. It's not just a revenge thriller, it's a psychological descent into hell that will leave you questioning everything about guilt, revenge, and the monsters we become. Tonight, we're diving deep into the full story of Oldboy, from the rainy night of the kidnapping to the most devastating, mind-blowing twist in modern cinema. Warning: this video contains major spoilers. If you haven't seen the film, pause now and watch it first. Trust me, the experience hits different when you don't know what's coming. Let's begin. 15 years later, in 2003, Dae-su is just as suddenly released. He's dumped on a rooftop inside a large suitcase, dressed in a sharp suit with some money and his old notebooks. He's free, but not really. A mysterious voice contacts him and gives him a challenge. Find me within 5 days. If you succeed, you'll learn why I imprisoned you. If you fail, I'll kill myself, and you'll never know the truth. Dae-su is now a man out of time. The world has moved on, but his rage hasn't. His first act of freedom? He walks into a sushi restaurant and, in one of the most memorable scenes in cinema, devours a live octopus whole, still wriggling. It's a raw display of his primal hunger for life and vengeance. At the restaurant, he meets Mido, a young and kind sushi chef. There's an instant, almost magnetic connection between them. She takes pity on this strange, intense man and slowly becomes his emotional anchor in a world that feels alien to him. Dae-su begins his desperate hunt. He tracks down the private prison company that held him captive. He interrogates the guards, using brutal force when necessary. This leads to one of the greatest action sequences ever filmed, the one-take hallway fight. Armed only with a hammer, Dae-su faces dozens of thugs in a narrow corridor. The camera never cuts. It's raw, chaotic, and incredibly realistic. Dae-su gets stabbed, beaten, and bloodied, but his unstoppable rage carries him through. He fights like a cornered animal, using anything he can grab, smashing heads against walls, breaking bones. It's not glamorous Hollywood action. It's ugly, painful, and brilliant. After the fight, Dae-su learns more about his imprisonment. It was no random kidnapping. Someone spent a fortune to keep him locked up for 15 years. But why? He continues digging with Mido's help. Their relationship deepens. For the first time in years, Dae-su feels something close to human connection again. They become lovers. Mido gives him a reason to keep fighting beyond pure revenge. As the 5-day deadline approaches, Dae-su gets closer to the truth. He discovers that his captor is Lee Woo-jin, a wealthy, sophisticated man who seems to know every move Dae-su makes. Woo-jin has been watching him the entire time. Even after his release, he toys with Dae-su like a cat playing with a mouse. Dae-su confronts people from his past, trying to figure out what sin he committed that deserves such punishment. He even returns to the old prison room with Mido, locking her inside briefly to show her what he endured. The tension builds relentlessly. Dae-su is breaking down physically and mentally. He cuts off his own finger as a gesture of sincerity in one intense moment. The film never lets you breathe. Every clue feels like it's leading somewhere darker. Finally, Dae-su comes face to face with Lee Woo-jin in his luxurious penthouse. Woo-jin reveals everything. They were high school classmates. Years ago, young Dae-su accidentally witnessed Woo-jin in an intimate moment with his own sister. Dae-su whispered about it to a friend. The rumor spread like wildfire through the school. Woo-jin's sister was so humiliated and devastated by the gossip that she committed suicide. Woo-jin never forgave Dae-su for starting the chain of events that destroyed his life and his sister's. But Woo-jin's revenge was not simple murder. It was something far more cruel and calculated. He waited until Dae-su had a daughter of his own. Then he kidnapped Dae-su for exactly 15 years, the same amount of time his sister had lived after the rumor started. During those years, Woo-jin killed Dae-su's wife and had Dae-su's daughter adopted and raised in secret. He used hypnosis and psychological manipulation on both Dae-su and the girl. The girl Dae-su has fallen in love with, the woman he has slept with, Mi-do, is his own daughter. The twist hits like a hammer to the chest. Everything clicks into place. The random meeting at the sushi restaurant wasn't random. Their instant connection wasn't fate. It was all engineered by Woo-jin to make Dae-su experience the same forbidden, destructive love that destroyed his own sister. Woo-jin asks coldly, "My sister and I loved each other. Can you and your daughter do the same?" Devastated beyond words, Dae-su begs Woo-jin not to tell Mi-do the truth. In a horrifying act of penance, he cuts out his own tongue with scissors. Woo-jin, having finally achieved his perfect revenge, plays a recording of Dae-su and Mi-do making love over the speakers. Satisfied, he walks away and shoots himself in the head. Dae-su is left broken in the snow. Mi-do finds him. She hugs him and whispers that she loves him. In the final moments, Dae-su seeks hypnosis again. hoping to forget the terrible truth so he can continue living with Mi-do without the burden of knowledge. The film ends on an ambiguous smile from Dae-su. Does the hypnosis work? Or is he trapped forever between love and horror? Park Chan-wook leaves it open to interpretation, but the damage is irreversible. Revenge doesn't bring peace. It only creates new monsters. Oldboy is more than a thriller. It's a brutal meditation on guilt, the cycle of revenge, and how a single careless act can ripple into unimaginable destruction. The performances are phenomenal. Choi Min-sik as Dae-su delivers one of the most intense, physical, and heartbreaking performances ever captured on screen. The cinematography, the score, and that unforgettable hallway fight make it a technical masterpiece. But it's the twist that elevates it to legend. It doesn't just shock you, it recontextualizes the entire film and forces you to sit with an uncomfortable question. How far would you go for revenge? And what if the greatest punishment isn't death, but living with the truth? If you love dark psychological cinema that stays with you for days, Oldboy is essential viewing. What did you think of the twist? Was it the most devastating ending you've ever seen? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more movie story explanations and breakdowns. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, and maybe a little careful with the rumors you spread.